Yes, hi folks, welcome to the SA Sports Show. Time to talk all things sport in South Australia. I'm Barry Curtin. I'm not Phil Smythe and I'm not Greg Anderson. Both have been omitted from the squad. And joining,
rightfully so.
And rightfully so. But joining me to talk all things sport, Timmy Jennifer. Well, mate, how you going, mate?
Fantastic, can't believe it. I've got this opportunity.
Yes, well, Phil's out
Yeah.
for disciplinary reasons. And Ando's getting a haircut.
Oh, that would take a year.
Yeah, and that's about 6 months or something like that, yeah, because he had to get a couple of quotes.
He would have too.
No, he's not joined us, but mate, nice to have you in. It's nice to have you back. We've done this before. We've had a little gig before doing the same thing. But there is a bit to talk about. We got to talk about the showdown. The showdown was disappointing as far as we're concerned.
Yes,
I know that. But
for a lot of other South Australians, they loved it.
Well, according to your mate, Rowie, all of South Australia's happy. A whole lot of them, he reckons. A whole lot of them.
Yeah,
rose-coloured glasses. But winners are grinners. That's all. That's terrific. And they won a game, which is great. But it was disappointing from Port Adelaide. To me, they were sloppy. They were extremely sloppy.
Yeah,
and their skills were, for a night like it was, mate, the skills were down.
When you looked at picking best players post-game, you were looking at the Adelaide Crows, and you got to say, up until 12 minutes to go, Port were 2 points in front.
Yeah.
So they kicked 6 goals in 12 minutes to win the
right.
game. So they really finished it off really well.
Yeah.
But there was a plethora of players that you put a ring around to say, well, you know, Sloane played well, Riley O'Brien played well, Dawson played well, Thilthorpe played well, Rankin played well. So it was all these names. Then you swapped it over and you went, well, who played well for Port? And, you know, Sam Powell-Pepper was an outstanding player and has had a great couple
Charlie
of years.
Dixon was probably up there.
But
when the ball went there.
And injured though.
Yeah.
You know, and still did all right, probably.
Yeah.
And then Connor Rosie.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Forget the
and
rest.
you sort of go, well, everybody else has had a down night, but the game itself, I thought, gee, this is a shootout. How long is this shootout going to go?
Yeah.
And both teams would probably look back and say, defensively, they probably at times weren't great. But what I think you have to take your hat off to was, I like the way Nick's changed up his midfield. He started Dawson in there.
Yeah.
He rotated Rory Sloane through there, who hasn't been going into the middle. And it just gave them a bit of old-fashioned grunt that they needed when they've been struggling with centre clearances.
Yeah,
So,
and they have,
And it was a really good duel, I thought, between O'Brien and Lysette. And it was just that last 12 minutes that the Crows kept persisting. Port dropped the work rate. I don't think we tackled well. I don't think we were hard enough at it for long enough. And that's the bit that stings.
Yes.
And I think for Adelaide, they can take their hat off. They played really well and they can take that confidence into this week against Freo.
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt they'll take that confidence in because they, as you said, 12 minutes ago, Port were in front. And it actually looked like, okay, they'll brush them off now and just go on and win it. But no, full marks to Adelaide. They played really well. And they got a big game this weekend against Freo here again, Adelaide Oval. That's three in a row for Adelaide. Start to call them Collingwood in a minute.
You couldn't help yourself, could you?
I couldn't help
hold on.
I couldn't. I've had a crack. But anyway, that's that. Now, mate, close to your home, the Live Golf is. We've got a bit of an announcement to make on that. That's all going to be happening around your area. And they tell me there's 80,000 going to be lurking around the place.
It's quite. I knew not a lot about it prior to the announcement that it was coming to town. So you start to do your homework and look into it and you go, it was like a giant golf day that's coming to town. Where all these teams of champion players get together, play over the 3 days for the 54 holes, and you go, this is incredible. Then you're having, all this activity on the holes and these amazing sort of corporate areas as well as GA, and it's just DJs and you name it happening.
Mate,
it's
incredible.
It's blowing golf as we know it right out of the water, and it'll be incredible.
Well, Greg Norman has said that there was 80,000 tickets went bang before they even went on sale. Bang, they're gone. So they've now opened up Pro-Am Day to the crowd. So normally that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, because they'll play Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
They'll play Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 54 holes.
Pro-Am.
But because of the Pro-Am will be the day before, so they'll be on the Thursday. They've had to open that up to the public, given the demand. Now that is amazing. That is complete. But that just goes to show you bring the best players in the world to Australia. It doesn't have to be Adelaide. They will get supported because Adelaide in particular, because Adelaide supports these international events. You know they do, and they do them really well. Well, we do major events extremely well.
Well, it started with the F1, didn't it?
And always have, and always have. So this will be no different. This will be brilliant. This will be unbelievable. And you know, they're talking about, you know, corporate tickets and this sort of thing, around about $5,000 and things like that. So if you do the numbers, 80 grand, 80,000 people, whoa, it's huge.
I think the unique thing about Adelaide is, and I remember this when the Formula One Grand Prix was in Adelaide.
Yeah.
Paul Rosonico, good friend of ours.
Yes.
His father came over with a group of guys, and we said, you know, we'll drop you off because we were going elsewhere. And they said, well, where can you drop us off? Like to a train or a tram or something? I said, drop you off to the gate.
Yeah.
They couldn't believe
That's right.
that you can get that close.
Yeah.
And it'll be the same with this. We'll have internationals come over and go, you get dropped to the gate.
Yeah.
How good's that? That's Adelaide. We're very unique.
And we do it really well. I mean, I don't think there's a major event that we've done in the last 20 years that I can remember that hasn't been unbelievable and won an award, if you like.
Yeah.
You know, so good luck to them all. We, you know, that'll be fantastic. Look forward to that. That's in April. Oh, I can't wait for that. I should be playing in it really, but anyway.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, for sure. Plenty happening on the program, but before we do that, we've got to go to Millie for all the news in sport.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to another SA Sports Show News Recap. Half of Adelaide was let down on the weekend as the Adelaide Crows won the 53rd showdown at Adelaide Oval. The Power led by 4 points at the 10-minute mark of the last quarter before the Crows broke away and kicked the last 6 goals of the game to win by 31 points. Young guns Riley Thilthorpe, Isaac Rankin and Luke Pedler kicked 12 of the Crows' 18 goals, whilst Charlie Dixon was the Power's leading goal kicker with 3. Connor Rosie, Sam Powell-Pepper and Dan Houston tried hard for the Power, with many stating that Powell-Pepper would have actually won the showdown medal if the Power got over the line. It was the Crows' first win of the season after losses to GWS and Richmond, whilst the Power slumped to 2 losses after their second straight defeat. The Crows take on Freo tomorrow afternoon at Adelaide Oval, whilst the Power head to Sydney to take on the Swans tomorrow night. Max Verstappen has stepped on top of the podium at the Australian Grand Prix in Melbourne on the weekend. However, his win was slightly overshadowed by safety concerns. Spectators were seen to break free from track officials, making their way onto track mid-race, raising severe concerns for spectator safety. As well as the track invasion, debris was found only metres from spectator standing areas, which Grand Prix officials say shouldn't have happened. The spectator invasion wasn't just concerning for onlookers. The drivers of the race also commented on the issue, stating the incident left them feeling rather confused. On top of the track confusion came 3 safety cars, which caused a 30-minute delay as 6 drivers were involved in track incidences. As it stands, Verstappen sits on top of the F1 standings with 69 points, followed by Sergio Perez and Fernando Alonso, ahead of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix later this month. A recent Four Corners investigation has found Paralympic athletes to be deliberately exaggerating their impairments in a bid to win medals. Former head of the IPC, which is the world governing body for Paralympic sports, Mr. Xavier Gonzalez said exaggerating abilities has threatened the credibility of the Games. The Paralympic Games are the 3rd biggest sporting event in the world, generating tens of millions of dollars in revenue, meaning the classification system is imperative to the sport's fairness. As it stands, the IPC has a classification system that is meant to level the playing field for athletes with different impairments. However, Mr. Gonzalez says that the athletic cheating occurs during this process, clearly posing a threat to the Paralympic Games and the brand. The IPC is currently reviewing the classification system. However, no statement has been made regarding an investigation. Under a new Malinowskis government grant program, the more than $2.6 million will be invested in inclusive projects that provide everyone in South Australia an opportunity to participate in sport and recreation. Through the Active State Collaboration Program, funding has been allocated to 25 projects, which will see organisations partner to deliver unique initiatives which support active lives in South Australia. According to the Office for Recreation, Sport and Racing, South Australians need to be more active, with only 26% of children and 14% of youths meeting this physical activity requirement of 60 minutes per day. The ASPC aims to address this issue by creating a more active and healthier South Australian community and where people are included through sport and recreational activities. That is all the news I have for you this week. I am Millie Walters and we'll be right back for more with the SA Sports Show.